Clarence out here with a little live commentary on how to loot. I'm going to show you guys how to loot some of my favorite spots on the map. And we're going to go with an old tried and true spot, this ice cream truck. This is the northeast corner of the map. I-2 is the grid number. What I do is I dive in over the water here so I can get a little bit lower. And I use this time to sort of survey, like the ice cream truck here. It's got two chests. I see kind of where the other players are going. And yeah, just use that time to figure it out. And I get this right away. Able to get that guy. So yeah, you can actually get this chest from down here if you want. You don't have to be on top there. I'm gonna go ahead and drink this. And since I hear some action over here, I'm gonna go ahead and push it. Normally I would run over to that shack if I didn't see anybody, but I don't really want to give these guys an opportunity to loot and get shielded up before I'm able to take them down. So I hear somebody in here. Sounds like he's right underneath me. Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like he's here now. And there we go. So yeah, so see what I mean? Like, he probably would have taken that. He probably would have taken this had I not been there. So I'm gonna switch things up a little here and then show you what I do. So got this guy looted up. Always check the garage here too, like that. A lot of people miss the garage for some reason, but I actually find a lot of the times that people skip the garage because you can't access it from inside the house. People tend to overlook it. So I pushed that guy and I picked up his big shield, and because I'm not really feeling like there's any more threats over here, I'm gonna wait to take this big shield pot and maybe find some minis. But I mean, if I find myself in an engagement anytime soon, I'm probably just gonna pop it, or if I hear somebody coming, I'll try to pop it. But oh well, it doesn't matter because we got this here. So I'll take a couple of these, and I might grab that AR on the way out. Yeah, just so what I like to do as well is kind of try and fill all of the slots in my inventory just to make it easier to pick up things in the appropriate spots. If you're a console player and you don't assign your weapon types to the same slot like every time you play, probably doing yourself a little bit of a disservice. You want to get some muscle memory in there. So little bonus tip in the how to loot commentary video. All right, so I've come from over here from I've come from that shack. I'm gonna double check inside here and see. I'm looking for traps because we've had some engagements. Yeah, just gonna double check everything, make sure it's been properly looted. You never know. Those guys who got in a fight could have easily set a trap, or they could have gotten caught up in the engagement mid loot and left something. So you've always got ammo boxes in this house type, or not always have them, but you always need to check for them. What am I gonna do here? I think I'll do this. I think I'll skip that. Oh god. I think I'll skip that. So what I was trying to do was jump up and bust out the ceiling here, because there's almost always some floor loot here. So even if you don't hear a chest, there's almost always floor loot there. All right, so once I leave the two houses, I checked this these set of chairs over here. I call it the campground, but I'll check these. There's sometimes a chest right here. There's not right now, and now I head over to the west to this shack. Just a little mini farm. I would probably call, like, if me and my squad mates are over here, I would call out, that I'm headed to the farm or the shack, or the maybe the farm shack. Not sure. It's looking. There's usually floor loot in the farm and between the hay bales there. Not looking like there's anything over there right now. Yeah, no floor loot here, so I'm thinking the shack might have been hit already. I'm not hearing a chest. No floor lit up here, so this has definitely been hit, but this is where I'll head. I'll check the chest in the basement. I usually farm this tree here because it gives pretty decent amount of wood, and then I'll head over to what we call loot tree. So this is what we call loot tree. It's this willow tree here. It can spawn up to 2 chests in this ammo box, which nobody grabbed, but the willow tree also gives a hefty amount of wood. And you can see that somebody definitely came down from the RV. So once I hit the willow tree, I'll usually head up here to the RV. And the RV's got some decent floor loot sometimes. I think it can spawn 3 or 4 spawns over here. So I always check it out. Looks like we had a nice little fight. Depending on, like, by this time, if I'm outside of the storm, it's probably closing in. Like right now, I mean, I've got a minute left, so, but yeah, sometimes I'll hit these houses. A lot of the times they've already been hit, so I'll tend to skip them. But if they haven't been hit, I will run over here and try and loot these houses. And you see me, I dropped the med kit for those mini shields, and honestly, it's because if you're gonna kill an enemy, they're probably gonna drop meds before they drop shields. So I would rather pick up the shields and leave the bandages or the med kit, because more than likely, if I kill somebody, they're gonna drop meds in the form of bandages or med kits and not shields. I mean, if I get in a fight with somebody and they've got shields on them and they have time to use them, then they'll probably do that. So if I don't loot those houses over the houses that I was just at, I'll typically run over here to this bridge. The bridge has a chest spawn in the middle there. Not quite at the top, but you can break into it through the top. I prefer to do that than to bust in. And then I'll head over here into Tomato. And this is kind of my loot route. I mean, by this time, I've usually got something good. I always check the tops of these buildings. There's a floor spawn there, floor spawn here. There can spawn something can spawn on top of, what is this, like a little clerk station, little register. Checking for traps in here. There's a floor spawn opportunity here, and there's an ammo spawn here that a lot of people will usually miss. And then from here, sort of depends on circle placement. Like in this instance, I've got a ways to go. Over on the west side of the map. If I've got to go the other way, I'll usually check out what's going on underneath in the tunnel. I'll usually just kind of run through in the bottom. I don't usually build up to the top, but yeah, that's a good loot route. I mean, by this time you can see that we're halfway through the second circle, so it's plenty of time to loot. It's what I like about that spot is it's kind of a passive spot, but it's not completely passive. You saw that multiple people dropped with me. I saw a lot of where fighting had happened, like on my way out, and obviously people had dropped at Tomato Town, and so it's interesting that I didn't even drop into a named location, into a named city or anything like that, but I was still able to pick up 2 kills and get some decent loot. A lot of the times I use that as my warm-up route. It's a route that I'll take probably like maybe my first couple of games, and in doing this commentary right now, this is like my second. I think it's my second game of the day. So it's just a nice warm-up spot where you're gonna get into some engagements, but you're not you're getting your thumbs warm, and you're not dropping into somewhere like Tilted where you just you got to worry about getting demolished. So yeah, that's how to loot the northeast corner of the map. Again, that's I-2. Drop in above the ice cream truck, check it for chests, and if not, move on to the houses. I appreciate you guys checking out this how to loot video. I'm trying something a little different with this video, trying to mix up the content on the channel so things don't become stale. So if you do like this content, I've got some other loot spots that I want to cover, and if you want to see those, I would appreciate a like on the video and let me know down in the comments. I do have that top 20 losses compilation coming soon. I've had some issues with my game capture, and I've gotten some really poor quality game captures, a lot of audio desync issues on the Xbox game DVR. But that's coming soon, so keep a lookout for that. And like I said, if you want to see more of this how to loot content, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.